got my laces tied. My trusty podcast by my side. If you wanna talk fun, it's the place to be. Yeah, it's the drop, D-R-O-P.
Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Taylor with Believe in the Run.
This is Karl with Believe in the Run.
This is Reese with Believe in the Run.
And we're coming to you from UTMB, Chamonix. We're in France right now, right?
I think so.
Pretty incredible.
I can't tell because there's so many countries like right here. Like we were in Italy yesterday.
We landed in Switzerland.
Yeah, so far, I'm blown away.
Yeah.
It's great. Great experience so far. It's only day 3.
I know, my head is ringing, but it feels like, I was saying this yesterday, it feels like one of those days that just continues to go. It's not like there's dividers. It's not like I'm like, okay, we got here Sunday, it's Monday, or we left Sunday, it's Monday, Tuesday. It just feels like it's been one long day.
It's a time warp continuum. Like time is a flat circle here. I don't know what's happening.
You just brought up one of Robbie's favorite subjects.
There you go.
Flat circles?
Yeah.
Really? Okay, I'm loving that.
There we go.
Okay.
Throw a mustache and we're good.
I mean, we have the same initials, RR.
There you go.
So
Oh,
it's
snap, that's true.
it's just like a continuation as well.
That's rad.
true.
So let's talk a little bit about coming in. We landed in Geneva.
Geneva.
Yep. You throwing that? See, I can't. I'm gonna, this whole town killing me. We went through a town yesterday that was spelled Pussey, and I think I know how to pronounce that, but I'm not even gonna try.
Pussy.
Pousse.
Pousse. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really tough to say.
Anyways, we made a mistake. Meg made a really nice chart for us to understand transportation and everything like that, but of course it was in tabs, and I'm not good with tabs.
Well, it wasn't...
Yeah.
Sorry, Megan. It wasn't the tabs for me. It's the mobile view, which is different than on a PC.
And that's Google Sheets' fault. They need to update their app and their interface because the tabs at the bottom are like, why?
Yeah, but you can now move them, like adjust them on your...
Oh, can you put them at the top where it's like...
No, but you can arrange them on your phone, which you haven't previously been able to.
All right, we're getting
That doesn't help us at all.
Doesn't
because
help. I feel like
we
it didn't
still
help us.
miss the information.
So instead of taking a bus, which is probably what you think that we got to figure out that to get
Actually,
back to
I was
Probably
looking.
quicker, too.
We got to have a discussion about how we're getting back to the airport because I think the bus leaves at 8, so we need to leave earlier than 8.
Oh, true.
okay.
First
And
bus?
so we're a little in a bit of a pickle, as they say.
We'll
so
worry
we-
about that
yeah.
tomorrow
Let's
or the
just
next
say
day.
a car from the airport for the ride here was almost the cost of a flight.
Yeah.
And like all of us got super car sick.
Yeah,
We were
I've
all
never
deeply
had
Yeah, us
unwell.
two sitting. I think I'm still a little car sick.
Well, that's
or the
'cause
beers last
we
night.
had there's the front seats that face backwards.
Yeah, so you're basically the passengers are facing each other, and it's like...
We could have had
not
dinner.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could have
Yeah.
put a table in there.
Little
and had-
table.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we ended up coming in, and I mean the first day. Do you remember what we did?
We just walked around town. We checked out all the vendors and...
I think
Maybe
we
we-
walked for like 40 miles at least.
Maybe we should explain. This is insanely larger than any trail thing I've ever
Yep.
been to.
This is UTMB, by the way. We are in Chamonix for that.
Which, I mean, for people who don't know UTMB, they call it the Super Bowl of trail running. And, I mean, compared to Western states, it feels like...
There's like 5 Western states all on top of each other.
Well, I think for people-wise, it's like, I mean, it's like 15 times the size.
Well, how many runners
I
are
think
in the actual
when I
race?
looked up online before we came, the estimate was about 10,000 people show up for the event and the associated events.
Does that include like when
Well,
they bring
that's
their
just
family?
10,000 runners.
Yeah, just runners.
then-
And so
so
then there's
then-
like all the crew.
I think compared to Western states, which is 300 runners.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And Chamonix itself is pretty phenomenal.
Dude.
It's a lovely town.
It is.
Everything is like a picture, like worthy. I think I have like 12,000 pictures of just like various locations of Mont Blanc in the background and like a hotel, or like running and Mont Blanc. Just it's everything you just like want to take a picture.
We've traveled quite a bit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I have to say this might be one of the most beautiful spots that we've ever been to.
And it's like, when you take pictures and it never does it justice. like you see the beautiful pictures and are in awe of this around here, but it still doesn't
Yeah.
like
It looks fake.
like it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
It's
you-
hard
okay.
to like describe the scale and just like this how the mountains just like jut straight up out of the ground. Like in Colorado,
Yeah.
that doesn't happen because
Yeah.
we're up so high. We're just like, there's a mountain
Well,
and it's like
these are
kind of
like
steep.
knives.
Yeah, these
Yeah.
very knife.
Well, in Colorado,
Adjacent.
Very nice.
Very knife
Very
adjacent.
nice.
Very knife adjacent.
but like you
But like you gotta
li-
like crane your neck to look
exactly
up there.
like you actually have to like
But they also look dangerous. They're like serrated knives.
They're very
like,
dangerous.
You look
Yeah.
up and it's not like a nice little peak.
Cutco knife.
It's like, yeah, it's like,
well,
It's a
Mon-
Cutco bread knife.
yeah,
Just
Cutco bread knife.
yeah.
it's like summer teeth.
Cut through the baguette.
Some are there,
Dangers.
some are here.
Yeah.
But Mont Blanc is the most dangerous mountain in the world. Apparently, has the most deaths of any mountain
Is it?
every year. Yeah,
So somebody should arrest it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Stop taking lives.
Why,
this were
why are we letting
America?
it run wild?
Yeah.
Why are we letting people go up it?
Would you just go tame it?
But so getting back to kind of the village situation here. So when we go to the running event, we get to see all the brands and go around, and it's just fun because people are bringing out their stuff. That has a small trail showing, I would say. This to me feels like the running event for trail. Like you go into the village, there's these like almost like it's like a little miniature town that's set up that's not normally there.
These
Yep.
little chalets.
And every brand has a little chalet. Of course, there's some that have bigger stuff, like Hoka has their Fly Lab here
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah.
and stuff like that. But it is just walking around, it's almost overwhelming.
Yeah, and when you have like Hoka's Fly Lab is like a double decker, 2-story house basically.
Yeah.
it's a
With
chalet.
like house music above in like a
Yeah.
weird mirror room that was like an experience.
Well, it's a
on the-
mirror
yeah.
room with like lights.
that was trippy.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, I'm in a rave all of a
screens.
sudden. But it was like cool. Like
I'm in a rave all of a sudden.
yeah, like you're just like transported into like different little moments and like worlds throughout here.
And even though there's like a village where most of the vendors are, there are other people that are doing pop-ups like Satisfy and On have their own building, and like you see little things going on with all the different
Yeah.
brands. But it like I don't know how like as you guys are pretty much responsible for the trail stuff.
Yep.
You know, going around, is it overwhelming for you to see everything, or is this pretty much familiar?
Like I think we get to see so much of the stuff that's already out, so it doesn't. There's not a lot of places like they're showing their current stuff, but then those other activations around town are like, here's the new shoe we're coming out with, that kind of stuff. So it doesn't feel overwhelming from that standpoint, but it is cool because you see like there's brands here that aren't represented in the U.S., and so like that's pretty cool to see all that.
Yeah, some of the Chinese brands.
Yep.
And obviously some of the European brands that we don't see. Another thing that I thought was really great was our dinner.
Which one?
Well, the first one. I mean, I'm still on day one.
Okay, yeah.
I don't even know what day it is.
Oh, was
I know,
we
that's
went to
why
it's
Cool
Cool
Cow
Wednesday.
at first?
I
all
guess it's
blend together.
Wednesday now.
I mean, Carl, we pretty much picked this place for you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we had
The Glizzy God over here.
Cool Cats Glizzyville.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Glizztown, France.
Glizztown,
We
France.
kind of do you think we ordered by personality?
Perhaps.
I mean, it got
On a deeper level.
like it got. I wanted to keep it something I knew would be manageable.
Because you had the
But
race
you
the
guys
next
kind of
day.
went nuts. Like I think Carl went the nuttiest. You
Yeah,
were probably
yeah.
second nutty.
Yeah.
I was trying to describe your hot dog to my daughters, and they're just like,
Is that
perplexed.
possible?
Yeah.
Well,
can
Carl,
you-
what was on it?
Dude, I don't even know. I know the major one was like an egg with a runny yolk.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
already
On a hot
like
dog.
on a hot dog. It had like bacon mayo. There was some like green onions. It was like a
So it was like breakfast.
kind of, I guess, but
And the hot dog was like a smoked sauce. It wasn't just like
Yeah,
baked
you had
ends.
different
Yeah,
options.
you
yeah.
could choose.
So,
yeah.
I
Well,
just
Making me
went
hungry.
and I didn't notice
gotta
this,
get lunch at
but
some point.
until I ordered and started eating, not all of them are hot dogs. Like, it's a hot dog place, but like mine had chicken on it. So you could have replaced your hot dog with chicken.
Yeah, but I was I went. I went.
You
to a
got
hot
you went the
dog
most
place.
classic.
Yeah. So you got the brick.
The brick. Mine was
Oh,
called
that
the
one.
brick.
That's
yeah.
what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eggs, bacon.
Yeah,
It looked
it's-
gigantic.
It was a mess. I had to knife and I did the bite. We did a reel. You could check that out on Instagram. But I took like the one bite and I was like, all right, I got to knife and fork this. And I've never
Yeah.
done that with a dog before. So
Oh.
Man.
Knives
First time
out.
for everything. Knives out. And then Reese, yours mainly just had like sauerkraut, right? Like a
I
ton of
don't know.
sauerkraut.
Yeah, like
It's
I
What was
basically
your
a salad.
well,
Yeah.
so I thought it was the comfort. It makes more sense now. It was the comforter, like, and now I'm like, oh, the sauerkraut was the like down comforter,
So
and that
the
makes
bedding
sense.
that
But like, I
kept it.
couldn't eat it. Like, I would pick it up, but that's like a theme I think with all of the food I've been having here. Like, it's just so opulent and like saturated with mayonnaise, which I love, but it's very difficult to pick up and eat.
See, that's where I think I made the right move. But what
Yeah.
did you go with? Because
Yours
yours was
was
insane
so-
too. French
Mine-
fries on yours.
Well, yeah, it had French fries, and it was truffle fries that sold me. 'Cause
What do you
that's
think the
that
calorie
on
count
top.
was? Just curious. Like,
Ooh, I don't.
that was
even
like
know.
6 meals in one. It was so
That could have sustained you for a week.
at least.
Like
Yeah.
I think I'm still full from that meal.
I would tell you this. I'm gonna hot take. I hate truffle. oil. I hate
Whoa.
truffle oil.
Wow.
I hate it
That's
on my
a-
fingers and on my lips if I eat it.
That's
and
a
Well, that's
vibe
why I
on.
couldn't set it down because there was just so. I wasn't gonna set it down until knew I was done.
That was my mistake
'cause,
last
yeah.
night. Is I set the burger down and then I just
Oh, we'll get there.
that was rough. We'll
Dude,
get there.
those
Yeah.
burgers.
Yeah, we'll get to,
we'll
get to
get
that in a
there.
second.
This is actually diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sorry, guys.
we
part
are
of the-
running.
Part of the, when we do these trips, the food is a
Part of the
major part of it.
experience,
So then,
But most tourist towns, like this is different. Like if you go to a tourist town in the U.S., it's like
Ugh, awful.
food is just could be like there could be a couple good places, but they know they can sell it to people, so it just meh.
true.
But here, this food is like so good.
It's legit.
I mean, Tokyo was also quite exceptional.
Was it?
Oh,
Yeah.
that would
Okay.
be so good.
That's like a major city.
Like even
This is
going,
just
going to the
Chamonix.
garbage ramen place, it was like,
The best ramen
yeah,
you
it
ever
was
had.
so good. But so then I got the classic dog, and even that was pretty large, but very manageable.
So you think your
And the
personality
bun.
is
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the
classic?
buns is what made it the.
Oh yeah.
The bun
Yeah.
was so good.
Yeah.
It's just like its own mini loaf, and they just.
All right, first check-in. We are in beautiful Chamonix, as we have mentioned, and I got to tell you, coming off the plane stuff, I didn't feel like running, but I felt sore and tired. But I went out and I did the run with Hoka, and I absolutely loved it. It was such a good experience. So even if you're getting off a plane or you're tired and you think you shouldn't run, do it anyway. You'll get in the groove. Yeah. So we were gonna have to get up somewhat early the next day. We're gonna have the Hoka shakeout, or we always call them shakeouts. Like there's so many races
I know,
here.
it's like, yeah.
We weren't really shaking out. We're just going for the river run.
Yeah.
We're shaking out the dogs.
Which, yeah, which is like the run we went on is like the only flat place around here.
Which that's what I like.
Yeah.
That
'Cause
option.
Classic.
We'll get into
Classic.
running not on flat in a second here. Carl and I had an experience. But we did the Hoka run, and it was kind of sick. What I love about the runs that people are doing here is in the U.S., I think we're too cool for school. And so, like, if they hand out a T-shirt or something, people maybe will save it for later. But they handed out a shirt, and it was like a sea of blue. Like, we were running.
They knew what
It was
they were doing.
impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was about 300, 400 runners, would you
Yep.
say?
Yeah.
And it just didn't end.
Yeah.
It was just sick.
Well, that's also different too. Like in Europe, the branding is so loud, and I kind of really like that.
I did too.
Did you guys
And-
walk around the hotel? The one where we started the run at?
La Folle.
Yeah.
Folle douche.
Like
Yeah.
They got
You mean
Hoka-
Hoka base?
Hoka, like I appreciate, right, they have like their base there, they have like the little setup outside, but then when you're in the hotel, all the windows are like branded with Hoka. Downstairs,
Oh, they do a nice job.
yeah,
of
downstairs
covering.
has like
Yeah.
Hoka murals. I'm like, y'all look like you own this hotel. Like, it's so impressive. Like,
They
They look like they
They-
own the town.
The brands
Yeah.
have gotten really good with that.
Yeah.
It,
The
like-
certain ones anyway.
like nothing was left like unbranded. Like, you feel like you walk into an extension of Hoka
Yeah.
going
Like
into
you
that
get
hotel.
a coffee in the sleeve for the
Yes.
coffees, Hoka.
Yeah. Well, and
There's like paragliders in Hoka.
Yeah, with their
paragliding.
parachutes?
Yeah, parachutes.
Well, that's the thing.
Our paragliding trip is in jeopardy. We'll get into that, but
I'm not
finished
willing
up.
to
So we
believe it.
finished the run.
Yeah.
The cutest dog wore a shirt even,
Yeah.
and ran with us.
That had to be the happiest dog running with 300 friends.
He just bolted at one point and like was doing like trying to hurt us. But
Like, get in
Yeah, because it
line.
was like a collie.
and if you do come to Chamonix and you do want to run flat and you don't want to go into the mountains, this run is incredible. Like the whole view while we're running, you're looking up at the mountains. You're basically in a valley looking up at like like we said, these like iconic looking Swiss Alp
It
style
is
mountains.
the Swiss Alps that you see on any shirt or any picture. This is it. This
Yeah.
is the Swiss Alps.
And so after the run, this got a little hectic.
Got a little chaotic. A little
We're
chaotic.
not. Look, typically I have Megan, and she does a lot of logistics, and I just kind of be like,
Shout out to Megan.
Point me in a direction, I'll go. We didn't do the best job. Again, we didn't realize it. The race that Carl and I were going to do, the ETC, started at 2 supposedly.
2 p.m. was on the schedule, but a couple months ago they asked us to sign up for the shuttle bus to take us there because it starts in Italy.
Yeah, you had to be
And-
signed up by July 4th, if that told you anything.
Yeah, and so like the morning of the like we're getting ready to go to the run, and then we're like looking up the details, and we're like, oh my god, there's like bag requirements. There's you gotta the shuttle was at 10:30 in the morning, and the run was at 9 a.m. So like I shot a little bit of the run, and then I bolted back here. I had to get race ready, and then go to the bus stop, and then on my way back, I saw Thomas. And he didn't look very happy.
Well, it wasn't that I wasn't happy.
No, you're stressed. I was stressed too.
I was very stressed, and we had to get back in time to get to the bus. What I should have done is gone to the Hoka Shakeout with everything I needed for the race,
right.
And then I could have had a little more time. But instead, I'm running back to the house, so now I've got over 6 miles, and I know I have to do this ETC
Plus
race.
whatever walking we already did.
Which is a 20K race.
15 to 20K.
Yeah. So I'm kind of like, crap, and I haven't had anything to eat. So I'm asking Taylor to go get me a sandwich. He also has to get us, we needed
Like packs.
Yeah, you got packs, bottles.
cups,
Space
emergency
blanket,
which
yeah.
now I have a space blanket.
for no reason.
yeah.
yeah.
Another one.
You never know.
You might need it.
No, I have like a bin at home of space blankets.
blanket.
You are going
And then
to
get
be
the fancy
solid in the apocalypse.
Or if I ever get to space.
Yeah.
At this
Yeah.
rate, we
It'll
might.
be cozy.
Yeah.
To the moon.
So we hustle up. We get on the bus.
And this is opposite ends of town, too. And I know Chamonix is not that big, but it's big enough.
Big enough.
That,
It's big enough that
Yeah.
the
And
walking
the
back and
thousands
forth
of
between
people.
our
Yeah.
accommodations here. Yeah,
At
it's like-
over 40,000 steps by the time
Yeah.
we were done for the day. And I think that was before dinner, so I got more after that.
And the run that you guys did was 6K, right? It was like a
think it
little
was
bit more. It was a little
6K.
bit more than your typical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I
5K.
went out after you left and did like a 9 or 10 mile run on my own.
how many Ks?
Yeah, how many Ks?
Yeah, nobody cares
No,
about
how many
miles here, by the way.
Ks? I guess it would be like, 15-ish K?
16 probably, yeah.
Yeah.
16, 17.
So we get to the village, and we're there, 11?
Like
11:30?
11:30. It took like an hour to get
Yeah,
there.
you guys had to
In
take a
Cormier.
bus to Italy.
Yeah, to
Because
Cormier.
Under the mountains.
And they're not,
through the border.
for all this preparation they give you, it wasn't like they're like, okay, get off the bus and you have to go over to the village. It was just kind of like, here you are.
You're here.
Well, the thing is, like, we're in a whole nother level of trail running here because, like, in Europe, they televise trail running. Like, it's actually a major sport. In the U.S., you can just show up to the trailhead 15 minutes before the race
Literally my
starts,
move.
throw on your bib, and you're good. So, like, I think that's what we're all coming from.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then all the logistics just to get to the bus itself into Italy. And
Yeah.
then they just throw you out.
Well, yeah.
All that, and they just throw
We
you
got
out.
there, and
We're like, so what now? What?
yeah. So I fell asleep in the street.
We found a shaded spot because it was starting.
You're just like, you have your cowboy
I
hat
did.
on.
did.
Just,
I put
did.
it over my face and just laid down in this street.
Yeah.
These
It
hobos.
was getting really toasty because it was like high noon
Right,
basically,
right.
and so like
high
we had
noon
to find
cowboy
some,
hat.
We had to find some shade, and then we kind of just hung around until
Yeah, we got some gelato.
we got some gelato.
What was the name
What
of
flavor
that,
did you get?
the group from Korea?
Oh man, yeah, we ran into a bunch of
Run-
Korean runners. Good run
Good Run Shop or something?
Good company. Oh, yeah.
I know, Monkey, you're one of them, so if you're
If
listening.
you're listening,
yeah.
correct us. Put it in the comments. We'll shout you out.
So we're basically waiting, and of course the race does start at 2 for some people. But Carl and I were in the last wave 5,
Wave 5, yeah,
which
Oh my
took off
God.
closer to 3.
yeah, and they delayed the race by 10 minutes
And this is the
For our
shortest.
safety, but why?
for safety. I don't know. Barricades weren't up. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you say?
You could have used a barricade.
Yeah.
But, like, this is the smallest of the races of UTMB week, and it still had, like, 2,000 runners.
Yeah.
Where in the U.S.
And
like,
there were pros. Like first wave, they went out
Yeah.
fast.
Oh my
man.
God.
They went out blazing.
The dudes, like, they were doing their warm-ups, and I was like, I can't run that fast.
Like normally.
If you put me on a track and said, do 100 meters.
Yeah.
Like, these guys were like, they were kind of running uphill, and then they would shoot down as fast as they could. And they were like, they were rolling.
They were rolling.
Yeah, you have to see some of the footage that like they have on Instagram of that race and them going downhill.
Well,
hauling.
yeah. So we started the race, and our goal obviously was to just complete the race pretty much. And it was 4,000 feet of climbing.
Yeah.
It felt like I'm used to switchbacks in the U.S. You know, you kind of make
Yeah.
your way up the mountain. This is like, there's the mountain.
You wanted the
straight up.
classic hot dog race, and
Yeah.
you got
We
the
got the
brick.
brick.
You got the brick. All the accoutrement. They're just like,
Yeah.
we're doing it crazy.
Yeah.
And
Well, you can't help it. That's just all the trails here.
Yeah.
their
Like, if
aid
you leave
stations
the-
though were different than I'm used to as well.
What
Yeah.
was going
It's
on?
basically like a hose in the.
It's a well.
It's a well,
It's
yeah.
like
Oh,
basically
yeah.
a well, which is great. It's in mountain water, fresh water. But like,
Yeah.
Where's
they
my
were-
potato chips?
yeah, where's my gels? Where's my brownies?
Where are my
Sandwiches?
M&Ms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought
Yeah.
this was,
I actually met a couple guys from Hoka's merchandising department on the Jeff and Josh ran it, and
Sounds like their own podcast.
yeah, I'd never met
Jeff
these
and
guys
Josh.
before, and we hadn't come across them, but it's kind of fun to have somebody to talk to while you're
Yeah.
hiking up, because really this was not. I'm sure it could be runnable for some people.
the first wave probably was.
Yeah, possibly the first wave. The rest of us, like, this
It was
is
a traffic jam, like.
it was log jamming is I think what we call it.
Yeah.
But it was also in normal trail races, I feel like it opens up after the first mile or two, and you can kind of find your pace and do your thing. This was, you were stuck in a conga line.
Yeah.
And the weird thing, I was trying to run with Karl, but if you got like one or two people in between you, it started like just like
Yeah.
The
according
gap
out.
just would just, yeah.
And so it was like, I was like, all right, I'll wait for him at the aid station. So we got to the aid station, and Karl, you were just like, let's just go. Or you were like, I'm just going to go.
This was the second one, right?
Yeah.
When I saw you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like it wasn't that long before the first one that we passed. Like what's that first climb? There was a well. I still had water, so I was like, I'm okay. Like I'll just keep going.
Yeah.
Because I thought whatever the second aid station was gonna have some more,
You were
choices.
anticipating the M&Ms.
They had a tent. They had the table, and they had like, would you say like a pitcher?
They had, one lady had a picture of like a mixed drink in it, like
You didn't even know what it was. It was
like
just-
carbs or something. I was
Yeah.
just like, so I'm waiting in line there.
Just bread mixed in.
Yeah.
and Karl comes down. I'm like, I'll just wait for Karl. And Karl comes down. He's like, yeah, screw it, let's go. And I'm like, I really haven't been drinking that much water that day. Like, we bought like a bottle of water.
Yeah, honestly though, if you stayed and got the water, you probably would have caught up to me like in 5 minutes. Cause
Yeah, but I was
already-
like, okay, I waited this long, I might as well go with Karl now. So we went, and again, it was that situation where I was like running behind you for a while, and then you stopped to do something. What were you doing?
Oh, what was I doing? I did stop. I can't remember.
Yeah,
I was adjusting something
and
or
as soon as
something
I
in my
did that-
bag. I don't know.
It was like, again, I'm like, all right, I'm
Yeah.
there's like no way. And this was another gigantic climb.
This is and you're exposed to this. So this was sunside, so
Yeah.
you just got all that
Yeah,
afternoon sun
brutal.
on you, and that part was rough.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think what happened at that point was there was a woman in front of me, and then in front of her was a man running, and he had a prosthetic leg.
Yeah.
Dude, like he was like crushing it though.
Yeah.
But,
Isn't
like,
that amazing?
yeah, but like it was just like, he was obviously going a little bit slower than everyone else, so like, and there's no room on that
Yeah.
uphill to like maneuver
Yeah.
around, so like, and I felt bad because I felt like I was boxing that woman in,
Yeah.
so I wanted to give her a little space, so that's why I ended up like, I saw you were already like close to the top, and I was kind of still in the middle.
Oh, jeez.
And I was like, yeah.
It was the trails were much more technical than I thought they would be too. Like, passing people was really difficult because there was like a ledge on one side.
Yeah.
So like if you wanted to drop a couple, 25, 30 feet,
Yeah.
if you took a bad step. So you kind of had to stay in these lines, but what made it difficult was you're like, okay, I'll make up time on the downhills. But on the downhills, you couldn't let loose because you were kind of like making sure you didn't run into the person in front of you. And as you're losing control because the rocks are sliding out and the things are going, you're just like, okay, I'll give a little space. So it wasn't even like you could open up on the downhills. There wasn't a lot of space to just be like, I'm just going to run now.
Yeah.
Like it was like stuck behind people going up hills. Even when it was like runnable slightly uphill, you were like, you're jogging because you're in like a packed line.
Yeah.
And then downhills were like, that's if someone was timid, they would slow down, and so you're like on top of people.
There were some parts where I was being timid, but when I knew that someone was like right behind me, I just pulled off to the side when I couldn't. I just let them go because
I feel like there aren't a lot of runnable, like truly runnable trails that I've run on here. It's literally just like I'm hiking straight up something rocky. Yeah. Which like today on my run, I was able to run up some of the uphill, but then downhill, you're like, well, I don't want to die. And like, I'm being hyper careful.
Yeah.
But it's like not, it's really interesting because everyone's like, oh, Chamonix, like trail running. It's the trail running mecca. I'm like, I think it's just like power hiking here.
Yeah.
But like,
I did feel like power hiking.
If you go,
hiking,
like,
dude.
I've talked to some people because I was like, I feel kind of crazy that everyone's like, this is amazing. I'm like, it is beautiful. I like it. Like, it's amazing here. But for like trail running, I'm like imagining like the Dolomites in Italy, which are much more like smooth, runnable.
Yeah.
And here I'm like, you'll get really good at hiking uphill.
Which brings up the point, we were running with those leaky poles.
Yes.
Dude,
I can't believe people did the race without them.
Yeah.
Like any poles at all. I'm like,
I don't race with poles at all.
Oh.
I can't do it.
Dude.
Would you hear
going
that?
up the hill?
No.
would you power hike with them?
No.
I wouldn't have done that distance with them, but anything longer, yeah.
What do they help with? Like, what do you find that they help with?
You're going
Stability,
uphill,
just-
and I'm like using my arms to help me get uphill.
You don't do like arms on thighs.
No, I had
Okay.
poles.
I did that on the escarpment. I did that on the escarpment. I don't need to do that again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
and
I'm
then
just
on
too
the way
weak.
down, it was great for
Yeah, you
like
didn't have your camera, so.
Like
when
helping
you're,
your quads.
like skiing almost. Like
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like I'm like hitting
Okay.
like the like making sure. And I
Into
will tell you
rhythm,
this:
yeah.
I twisted my ankle twice. I did each side. And so,
I would have actually died. I can't
but the
twist my
poles
ankle
help-
anymore.
The poles help with that because instead of going completely over, you
got some
plant.
stability element,
Yeah, you take some weight off your
Yeah.
your ankle, so the ankle twists aren't quite as bad as they would have been. But one of mine happened, I think, just because I was like a regular rock was off
Yeah.
the side. But the next one, I was trying to pass a guy
Yeah.
who was walking, and so I was like,
This half marathon is just sounding just like the most insane race. I'm loving it.
I mean,
but everything has happened. You guys went
We
through
were out
all
there
the
for a long
emotions.
time.
Yeah, you guys.
Dude, it was like
all
almost
of the
4 hours.
emotions happened
yeah.
on this half marathon.
My biggest emotion was like, oh my God, we're only 2.5 miles in, and this is nuts. And like it was probably I don't know how long it was for that 2.5 miles, but it was a long. That was like maybe the longest 2.5 miles. And I was like, crap. And I didn't know if it was 15 or 20K.
It's gonna be a long day.
It's listed as 20K, but we heard maybe it's a
Yeah.
15K.
It's
Well-
15K in distance, but they add 100 meters for or something. Or
Okay.
For
For
every,
vertical ascension.
yeah, for whatever the elevation is, they factor that into the, I guess, distance. So 15 to 20K.
Yeah, so the way it works for all UTMB races around the world is that they have like categories. And so like this falls into that 20K qualifier category. Because when you get here, these are like the elite championship races. So this is like UTMB championship week, basically.
Yeah.
And so you could run a race at Speedgo, which would be like, it's only like 10K, which is in Utah, but it falls into this 20K category.
That like screwed
And
me
so
up when I raced
so
Speedgo.
It's just like around
Yeah.
that.
See that I'm not
distance.
used to
Yeah,
that.
I'm not
When
used
you're
to that
trying to figure
format.
out, I've been out here for a long time. How much further do I have to go?
Yeah.
If you tell me it's a marathon, but I'm running 35 miles, I'm like, what?
the worst.
Come on.
All right, second check-in. Karl and I are hiking up mountains, doing the thing, 3,000 feet. And again, wasn't really feeling like doing this race because, let's be honest, we're tired, jet lagged, everything. And I know it's going to be tough. It's going to be 4,000 feet of climbing. It's going to be hard. I'm tired. But yeah, I have to say again, I'm so happy I did it. And I got to see views I will never see again in my life. I got to run in Italy. It was just spectacular. So again, if you're thinking, do I run or do I not run? The answer is run.
All right, this episode is sponsored by LMNT, our favorite salty electrolyte beverage.
I happen to know I am a very salty sweater.
Yeah, so am I. I actually did one of those sweat tests, and I lose 1,700 milligrams an hour.
So you could have
whoa.
an element every hour.
I mean,
Two.
you know, pretty much. But one a day has been pretty good throughout these very hot and humid summer months.
That
in
ain't you,
Baltimore.
is it, Robbie?
You know how I know? Is because whenever I come home from a run, my dog licks my not entire, legs and arms because they're so salty. He's going crazy about them.
You're like a human salt lick?
Yeah. Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, they've been saving us this entire summer, and we've actually been playing with some of the flavors, mixing some of them.
My bottle right now has real lemonade. Then I put the raspberry salt in there, and then the bubbly water and some ice. And I have to say, I am chilling right now.
That's a good cocktail.
Can I give my shout out?
Yeah.
Okay, I think people have been sleeping on the mango chili.
Wait, you got the mango chili?
I had it since like last year, and I never hardly used it.
But you went back to it?
I think I only tried it on the rim of a margarita, but I've been doing the mango chili with a lime seltzer. Boom. It's pretty great.
Mango chili is John Ober's favorite.
I think it might have jumped a couple tiers up. Maybe I was sick of the raspberry and watermelon, and it's amazing.
All right, I'm going to have to get the mango chili because we don't have any.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch of flavors. You'll definitely find one you like. One of our favorites is sold out, but we're hoping it's going to come back, the lemonade.
It's definitely coming back.
So,
It has to.
yeah, put your requests in for the lemonade. But in the meantime, you can get a free 8-count sample pack of Element's most popular drink mix flavors with any purchase at drinkelement.com/thedrop. And it's perfect for sharing with friends.
Yeah, one of the best things is, you know how hard it is to drink water during the day, like if you're trying to get hydrated. But I go through like 20 ounces of Element like in a
Because it tastes so good.
Yeah. It was nuts. So the only other thing that happened to me was I don't normally get cramps, but I know I didn't hydrate well enough, and I only had a ham sandwich.
And a
Again,
gelato.
this is like the craziest half marathon in the entire world.
So my quads started locking up, and I'm not used to this, so I don't know. Did I pull a muscle? Did I do
some
whatever?
booty lock.
I was saying, I feel like I would have thought I was having a stroke.
Yeah.
Stroke.
I was like, I
much
can't.
gelato.
I can't stop. If I stop, it's gonna lock up.
Yeah.
So it was very painful. I was taking the tiny steps, and then it shifted to the other side, and I was happy because first I was happy when I noticed that I couldn't feel my feet anymore because my feet
Oh,
hurt.
jeez.
So like my toes were
going
jamming
on?
into the front of the shoe.
Welcome to trail running.
And I was like, oh, this is great. I can't feel the pain in my feet anymore. But yeah, my quad's going to explode. And then it shifted to the other side. So I
Just
was
making lemonade, baby.
like, oh, wait. This is good. This side feels fine now. I'm going to be okay because now it's in this leg.
Yeah.
So I was like, whatever. And then that was, I only
I
had
thought that
a
was a
mile
positive
to go.
experience.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Taylor and I are just taking pictures in Chamonix, thinking that you guys are coming to this finish line. And I'm like,
Yeah.
here's my second croissant. And Taylor's got some pastry. And we're like, oh shit, they aren't coming here.
Well, yeah, because then we looked at because we were following you on the app, which is awesome. Like it's actually real time, like every time you hit a checkpoint. And I'm looking at like the middle checkpoint, see when you guys are there, and then I'm thinking like, okay, the finish, Chamonix, because all of the races,
Yeah.
with the exception of this one,
And let me tell you something, not as good a finish line over there.
Yeah.
as here.
Yeah.
It was your typical 5K inflatable.
Yeah, it felt like
Yeah.
I just did 5K in the park or something.
So we were like, okay, we're gonna meet downtown
Yeah,
because
we,
all
like,
of
met up.
downtown, like you weave through Chamonix to get to this huge finish line arch decorated with flags and flowers and
It's like barricaded off unless
Right.
there's a finish happening.
Exactly. And so like we're just sitting there waiting for you,
And
then
they're
we're like,
still
oh,
barricaded
Courmayeur
off.
to
And I'm like,
Courmayeur.
yeah, I'm like, there's still barricades to go up. And I was like, has no one finished? And Taylor's just like eating some like beautiful pastry.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
that
talking about the
raspberry tart.
croissant I already ate. And he's like, so bad news. They finish in Courmayeur. And I was like, oh my God, like they aren't going to be back here till like 8:30 p.m. Like,
Yeah.
what are we going to like, oops.
yeah.
Well, yeah, it was. So, Karl, you had I had a mile left when that stuff happened. I was just like, I'm finishing. I don't care. I'm done.
You guys are like on your, like a death march.
Yeah. Karl, meantime.
Yeah, okay, so this is crazy because I'm actually thinking in my head, I'm about like about 7 miles in, and that was the part where it's basically all downhill. And I'm like, oh great, like basically done, and I didn't fall off the mountain. Like, 'cause I've been telling people, I've been telling people like back at home, I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fall off the mountain, whatever. And
You predestined yourself.
I predestined myself. I still had my poles attached, and we're going down, like, it's pretty narrow. And I guess my foot just slid underneath me. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was a loose rock. You never do.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, I'm on the ground, and I'm sliding. Like, I like hit a rock or something. My knee's like smashed. And I'm just like holding with my, like, I'm just yelling help at this point. I'm like, help, help,
But
help.
wait, what is attached to you?
What do you mean?
When you're grabbing for stuff, what is attached to you?
So I have the pole still.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
And what happened was, like, I don't know if the pole snagged on something, but it yanked my arm. And, like, my arm's killing me right now, actually. And it happened so quick that I'm just, I'm running. Next thing I know, I'm just like, help, help, help.
Yeah.
And shout out to the woman in front of me. She was, like, maybe, 100 meters up. She stopped and turned around, came
Wow.
back.
Nice.
And she was, like, super, helpful.
Yeah.
And then, like, some people, two
What
people
language
come down.
was she speaking? Because
English.
that's the thing. Oh,
English.
wow,
It was
okay.
English. Everyone who helped me was, like, speaking
There's
English.
there's 114 countries
You
represented in
saw
these
basically
races.
every
Yeah.
race,
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, it was great.
Okay, well that's cool. Help is universal.
Yeah, yeah. You just
Again, falling off a
screaming like
mountain, dude.
maniac. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's So I said they were detaching from the pole, so they had to click the thing. And,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and then
Yeah,
they
because
helped
those
me out.
lucky poles are unique. You get a glove, and then
Right.
they clip
They
in
clip
to the
in.
top.
Yeah, and then you could just.
But you have to
release them.
They're great until
They're not.
you,
You're
yeah,
in
like
danger.
I meant to. I went. You know how you're going around a steep corner, and I went to grab a tree and realized I have a
You
pole
pull.
attached.
I've done that a couple times.
Yeah, I was like, oh, great.
Yeah.
Your Edward Scissorhands
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're hitting people with it. Like there was one time where a fly was coming to my face,
Yeah.
and I went to swipe the fly,
Yeah.
and you just nailed the guy in
Dude,
front of me.
at Trans Rockies, there were people that were not pole aware, and they're they'll turn around
Oh man.
with
yeah.
them, and I'm like, I'm gonna get sheared.
And I was
Yeah.
using them down Hope Pass, and
Yeah.
there's lots of roots, and it got caught in a root as I was going forward, so it pulled me back.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a little tricky. Either way, I got
They're
up.
dangerous.
I got up and my knee's bleeding and it hurts to bend at that point because it's it just happened. So I just walked the rest of the way. I tried to run, but I just couldn't.
Yeah.
And at that point you heard the village, you heard
Yeah,
the announcers
you
at the
could hear it.
village. You could
Yeah.
even see if you turned left and the trees cleared up, you saw the village. So you were like, okay, you're pretty close. And then but there was a
There
smaller
was
village.
one part where we were very far away, and you could hear the village. I'm like, oh,
It's
we're
always
close.
a
And I
bummer.
started,
That's all- yeah, I
started
was like,
picking
I'm
up the
not-
pace, and I'm
yeah.
like, I'm nowhere near.
Yeah. I think that was
Slow
before the 10K mark. I think that was
Yeah.
before we even before the last water station or whatever. But there was a smaller village that you had to run through before.
down. I love that little
Yeah.
village.
Well, I didn't love it because there were two people working. I guess they worked for the race, and I'm just first aid or
well, one didn't
whatever.
speak English.
Was that the town of Poussey?
No, it was it wasn't that far. It was maybe a
Yeah.
mile and a half, I guess, or what the lady I asked her first aid, and she was
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, 2 miles, 2 miles.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm like, oh, well, great, okay, cool.
Pat on the back.
Which,
Yeah.
by the way, I will say, everything was pretty well organized with the race, but I'm also used to U.S. aid. If you need help, you could just walk up and be like, I need a Band-Aid, or I need Vaseline, or I need this. And it's kind of like a triage thing where they're like, okay, what's wrong with you? Oh, you're
Yeah.
really messed up. You're in
Go
here
over
in the
there.
tent.
Yeah.
You just need a Band-Aid. Let me get that for you real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, kind of managing it.
Yeah.
This was you got in a line.
Yeah.
I was able
Yeah,
to go
so-
get soda.
Yeah, so you finished,
Yeah.
and what did you just hung out at the finish waiting for?
I
me?
was just waiting for you. I was like, I'll get him on video when he comes through.
Yeah, I would, dude. It was so funny because when you finally got to the actual road section going down, that's when everyone just started
Yeah.
picking up the
I was
pace and
saying,
going.
when you hit the road section, and it was the perfect amount of downhill
Yeah.
to just let your body weight take you. And
Yeah.
I went from running most of the race was 17-minute.
Yeah, 15 to 20
miles.
Or
minutes.
30 minutes sounds
Yeah.
like some
God,
of it. Yeah,
man,
it's
so-
just straight uphill.
You hit this downhill part, and you're like, I felt amazing, but you could tell people that were you were passing all these people that were just destroyed.
Yeah.
So
That was me.
Yeah, it would have been Karl.
I was I tried to
My name is
I tried to go
Destroyer.
down. I tried to run it, but I'm just I can't. My knee hurts too bad. So I'm just walking. And then I obviously know like that turn, like where the finish is, and I see people just gunning it, and people are cheering me on, telling me to go. I'm just like, I can't, dude. Like, yeah.
Yeah, the difference between how I imagine I looked coming across the finish line versus, so, you know, I was coming down, I had my cowboy hat on, and I had
I love that
stuff,
you raced in the cowboy hat.
and I threw my arms up. I was like, champion!
Yeah.
And running Italy.
I love it.
You know, coming through, big smile, like, thing. So I'm waiting for Karl. I'm like, all right. I'll
Yeah.
get him on video.
Yeah.
He'll come running down, and
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
get
It's gonna be
him.
glorious. Post up.
Epic finish line in Italy. Here comes Karl.
And the funniest part about this, I think, is that I was the only one. There wasn't anyone else with me.
Oh,
like when
right
I went
past
to
you.
so everyone, I just see everyone's eyes locked on me, and I hear
man.
the announcer saying my name, and I see people like cheering.
And you walked it in.
and I
From
just
the
I no
USA.
motion, just
Oh my God, you
walked
couldn't
in.
even.
Well, I would say there was emotion.
Yeah. Well, let's get a reenactment from the USA. Carl Fernandez.
Yeah.
That was
Wow.
it. Yeah, that was the. And then like I see Thomas with the hat. So this was done in jest. So if you watch the recap video that comes out later,
Yeah.
in jest.
I knew what I was doing. I was like, I'm just
Okay.
gonna like just straight play this thing, right? And like I just go up to his camera and just like give him the finger.
Yeah.
And then you
Stone
heard,
Cold
and,
Steve
yeah,
Austin.
basically. And then like I just walked past because I'm like, okay, I got to find a medical tent now.
Yeah.
Like this hurts a lot.
Yeah.
And then like the announcer was like, "How was your race, Karl?" And then I flipped
Yeah.
Thomas off, and then he was like, "Ooh."
yeah, I would be like, ooh, I'm not gonna ask that guy.
The
anything.
Universal.
Yeah, but I was like, whatever. We got to the medical tent, and like
Yeah.
apparently we cut a bunch of people in line.
Well, we're
What you were
American.
saying,
We're
yeah, what you were
American.
saying again. Yeah.
Let me preface this.
Well,
Just
I
American.
I see his box and I'm like, there's got to be Band-Aids in it. So I walk over there and the lady's like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, and then I look and there's like a long line. I was like, oh, wait, is there a line? And like the one girl that was in front was like, yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, sorry. Like, didn't know. So
But
he got
luckily,
mine. But
then there's me here with like my first aid kit.
Yeah, back in
Hooked you
France
up.
while we're in
But
Italy.
no triage,
Yeah.
so there wasn't like, oh, you just need some alcohol to clean off your leg and a
I
Band-Aid.
just want to disinfect this,
Yeah.
and then just put a Band-Aid on it. That's all I
Yeah.
wanted. But people were like on the tables getting like they had like muscle injuries, like
Yeah, yeah.
massages. A
I
few of
forget.
them.
I think there's a
Stabbed by
couple
a
dudes
pole.
who just wanted massages.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
One guy
Get
was
after
in
it.
very short shorts and no clothes on and just getting a massage and he looked very happy about
He
it.
looked very happy about it.
Hell yeah.
He's-
I'm
here
he's
for that.
Justin Tucker.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. But Thomas, like, yeah, he was like stood in line with me, asked me if I wanted some cola, and that cola was
The cola was the best cola I've ever
so
had.
good, dude.
I don't
Cheered
know.
me up instantly.
It was amazing. Okay, so the cola
People are saying
was
that-
just enough carbonation to it. I love a flat Coca-Cola on
Okay.
in the trails, and we ingested so much dirt and dust because
the
it
dust
was
was
very
crazy.
dusty on the trails. So when I got that cola, I was like, "Oh, it's the perfect sweetness, the
Yeah.
perfect carbonation." And so I was like, "All right, you got to try this. You want me to get you one?" He's like, "Okay."
Yeah,
Yes,
I was like,
Daddy.
yeah, I was like, sure, yeah.
And we got it.
And we drank it while we waited in line because we waited in that line for like 10, 15 minutes. Like, it
Yeah.
felt like
So
forever.
not as long as the
It was
burgers.
no, it was longer than that. I would say.
Would you say?
I would say like a half an hour. You were
Really?
in that
Half an
line.
hour?
Yeah, like I was like, this is
At that point,
ridiculous.
time was like not even a thing to
Okay.
me.
Yeah.
So, but they finally like went to go check up. I finally got my place in line or whatever, and then they like looked. They were like, "So what's wrong?" I'm like, just my knee. I'm like,
Blood.
Yeah.
just, you know. And like it's like as if they just like never treat cuts. I don't know if that's like a thing.
Yeah.
In like French trail
Not
running,
in-
where they're just like, it's whatever.
I do think I will say with trail runners, like I have had like gaping flesh wounds, and I just am like, don't worry about it. Like I'll fix this later.
Yeah.
Like I was running at Rocky Mountain National Park, and literally people like stopped me on the trail because my knee was just like gushing open, like I had blood all down me.
Yeah.
But I was like, what are you gonna do? Like, so I think
Gotta get home
there is
somehow.
like a different mentality, and I'm not saying it's good or better or like harder.
I don't think these ladies were trail runners.
I just think, well, like for like running, like trail
think they're
runners, I
medical
think
experts,
yeah.
it's just like a custom, like to, like
Yeah,
you have
right.
like at some point
There's
during,
blood on you.
you always, you're gonna have some kind of
well, I come from
gaping.
the road,
Mine-
and we don't do that there.
My mom
Yeah.
does always say it ain't a trail run unless it's muddy and bloody.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like at
It was
least
muddy and bloody. I was covered in
Exactly.
at
yeah.
least once a month I have some kind of like wound.
What?
Yeah, definitely once a month I have
jeez.
something. But that like
good.
this knee thing finally just healed. But I'm like, I'll just get another one. That's why I brought my first aid kit here.
blood. Yeah.
'Cause, like, you never know.
The only thing I really wanted was a beer at this point.
yeah.
And we're walking through the village, and I'm like, maybe
already
we'll just get a
7:30.
beer.
That is crazy how
Yeah.
late it finished.
And then, so we see this lady talking. I'm like, and they were talking about the buses back to Chamonix, and I was like, yeah, we need to get back. And they're like, the last one is at 7:30.
Yeah, it was 7:15.
And it's 7:15, and it was about a mile away.
Oh boy.
So
Cool down.
We did a cool
I'm
down
like,
job.
I'm like, Karl, can you run? He's like, yeah.
Well, no, it was disinfected. I had a Band-Aid on, so
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, it's not that bad. So we ended up...
We
it was
jogged
fine.
a little bit.
Yeah, we ended up... It was fine. And there's still plenty of room on the bus. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, that's
we had,
nice.
like, the whole road to ourselves. So
That was the
Nice.
best part. But
Oh, dude,
coming through
back.
that tunnel-
Oh, my God, dude. It was...
it, like, I don't mind if it takes a little longer, but you're moving.
Yeah.
This was like sitting
You're
still
done- yeah,
in a
you're
tunnel,
yeah.
and it was like not moving.
And then this, like, little kid on the bus was, like, not having it. And she was crying.
yeah, how did that kid get on the bus? Like, you clearly didn't run the race.
Yeah, like,
like
this
people
is
were
for
just
ra-
getting
yeah.
free rides back to
Yeah.
Chamonix.
was
I like
dude.
that.
But yeah, and then we got back here around 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then we met up with you, Taylor.
Yep.
And had
I was in bed.
some pretty dang good burgers.
Dude, those burgers.
Yeah,
Taylor
which,
and I
while we were waiting
Yeah,
for you
we
guys
went
to
to this.
not
Yeah.
come back.
the
Yeah.
Yeah.
burger was insanely good.
I got a hash brown burger. Did you get a hash
We
brown
did
burger?
get-
No,
We got a smash
we did
burger.
the smash.
Okay,
And
I
it
got the
was-
hash brown.
I don't even want to say the place. It's popular enough. Poco Loco.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so good.
Just don't go there till we leave because we
Well,
want more.
Yeah, by the time this will be
Oh, great,
after-
great,
almost
yeah.
after we're gone. So we had some beers, but the best thing was like when we were on the street, they were still finishing it was early.
Yeah, some of the
finishers.
first finishers of the TDS. Because for UTMB week, there's like a race every single day.
It's
But there's also
impressive.
like every single distance.
But this is weird. 90 miles.
Yeah, it's like 95 miles. But the
95,
crown
yeah.
jewel is the UTMB race, of course, on Friday. But yeah, this is TDS. And apparently it's for like those who want the more like wilderness experience.
I saw them this morning when I was running.
Yeah.
I saw a bunch of them.
Yeah, because I was
Going
heading
in.
out, and I guess my route out was their route in.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
wow. So you saw...
I saw,
a
like-
good chunk of them.
a ton of people coming in, but I was like, holy shit, like you guys have been out here
Well,
for a long time.
We're eating burgers and people are going by. We're drinking
Yeah.
beers and eating burgers, and we're right on the street.
Yeah,
and coming
yeah.
down that street. It was just amazing to
Totally.
to just be in that situation. And of course, we're seeing all the industry people walk by, so we're saying hi to people from
Yeah.
different brands. And then we called it a night. But this morning we got up, we went to go get coffee, and people are still finishing. And this one guy runs by us,
Yeah.
and he was not American. And he's got a beard, shaggy stuff. And he flips around and starts singing the podcast
Yeah.
Intro
love-
song.
intro song.
Love it.
And
Love
he's
it.
like, trusty podcast by my side.
It
He's done
starts guitar on
He's
his
done-
poles.
yeah.
I didn't even understand it because when Thomas was like, "Did you hear what he like was saying?" I'm like, I have no
love
idea.
that.
What he said, dude.
And he was the guy had to be between 50 and 80. I don't know where.
Yeah,
it was.
it's tough to
It's not
It's
90
after
miles.
95
Runner life,
miles,
yeah,
yeah,
you
he's
never
like,
know.
you
He had a
age.
big shaggy beard, and but yeah,
But he was so
flipped
happy
around
to
and
just-
did the
yeah.
guitar. He's like, "Believe in the run, Trusty podcast by my side."
I was like, dude,
And we're like,
It
"Oh
was
my
so cool.
god, that is the
Yeah.
coolest moment."
Amazing.
I think that might be the highlight.
I think yeah.
of doing this stuff.
That's super cool.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
cool. But yeah, so we had that and headed back here to do the podcast.
Yeah, and there's still plenty more to do here. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
All right, final check-in. Talking to Taylor about his DNF in Leadville, it makes you think about how the finish line is an arbitrary goal. And, the guy ran over 50 miles. That should be something to celebrate. And, instead, there's a little emotion around not finishing because you had this idea of where the finish line was. But sometimes the finish line gets moved. And I think you just have to embrace what you have for the day and what you have to offer and the experiences that you get from participating. So, hang in there. It's not the end of the world. You reload, you run again. This episode is sponsored by La Sportiva. The Prodigio Pro is for speed. The Prodigio Max, it's for the long haul. With XFlow Endurance dual foam cushioning, a wide forefoot, and a stability wrapping system, the La Sportiva Prodigio Max is built for hours, not just segments. Go farther, feel better, finish stronger. Find it at your local run shop or nearest REI. You know what we didn't talk about though?
What was that?
We didn't get into Taylor's
Yeah, we got Robbie's perspective from under the
Yeah.
picnic table. We didn't
Yeah.
get your perspective.
Robbie's Leadville experience
Was
was very limited.
Yeah, which is like it didn't even. I've been dealing with this foot injury for a while.
You were supposed to run the
ETC.
ETC. The
Yeah.
initials. Yeah,
But-
that's right.
And I had been feeling good about it because I've been working on it and whatnot. But like the thought of DNF, and I don't know if that's just like an athlete thing, like didn't even cross my mind. Really, like it was like I'm coming here to finish this 100-mile race. So yeah, I do, and that's part of the disappointment too. Of like I knew it was kind of a limited experience for everybody who comes out to support you because with these big races, like my mom and sister came out from Minnesota. My in-laws
Is she the
were
muddy
here.
and bloody one?
Yeah, my mom. Yeah, yep. And then my in-laws were here from Iowa, and then like Robbie and Bryant were out there, and just like all these people you love, and yeah, that's part of.
So when you're doing this, and
Yeah.
obviously you made it past the 50-mile mark, but at what point are you like, this just isn't gonna happen?
Yeah, so like the day had been going, like that was the hard part of like the day. Otherwise, like nutrition was going great. I was running just fine. Otherwise, meet new friends, like that's all part of the experience, and it was great. Like I was a little bit ahead of any paces that I put down on like our spreadsheet.
You were in top 25 for a little while, if I
Yeah,
recall, right?
and like in my mind, I'm thinking of like, okay, after Hope Pass, typically more than half of that top group will eventually. So I'm like, okay, this is potential for top 10, which I kind of planned for with time of like 20 hours will historically give you a top 10 finish. So on pace for that, feeling really good. And then like mile 30-ish before getting into Twin Lakes, I just kind of started feeling my foot on the downhills. And then like the next downhill was a little more. And then the downhill coming into Twin Lakes, it was just like started to swell up more because my longest run before this was like 28 miles for training, which is, and then I'd, take a day off or so. But I just hadn't run this far on my foot. And I had told Robbie and the crew when I got to Twin Lakes, like, I want a different shoe when I come back. Because it wasn't the shoe. I was wearing the Prodigio Pro. And that's been a great shoe for me. But I just wanted something with a little more room, a little more stability just to get me by. But then by the time got up to Hope Pass, which is, 3,000 feet of climbing in just few miles. And then when I, was at the top, going over the top, looking out over the mountains.
It's such a stunning. It's so cool. Well,
Yeah.
you've been there.
Yep.
Yeah, so looking
Grand
down
Rapids.
into the Winfield area, and I'm just taking it in, putting my poles away on my belt, and then I started doing a couple strides, and that's when it hit me. I'm like,
You're in pain.
I can't run. So I tried running as much of that downhill as I could, but it just.
Well, see, here's the thing that's confusing to me because I got those muscle cramps with a mile to go, and I was able to fight through it.
Yeah.
Why couldn't?
Why couldn't you just
yeah.
suck it up?
Yeah, what?
I mean,
So-
you only had 50 miles left, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
not
that-
that long.
Yeah, which is crazy because then you have to flip around and think about coming back up and over.
Yeah,
And mentally, I had prepared for that on the way out. I'm going up and over and back up and
Yeah.
over. And mentally, I was there ready to do that.
Yeah.
But then once my foot started to, it just eventually got so swollen. It's post-tibial tendinopathy.
Yeah.
And so basically, and then there's some other things going on in there. I got an MRI the week after. It basically just got so swollen that it locked. So then
Brutal.
there was no mobility in it.
Yeah.
And so I was just hoofing along. Even the flat stuff, I couldn't really run. But the hard part is and you can cut this if you need to. There's a lot that goes into this, just beyond the training and my whole life as an athlete, I've just we all have pretty big self-doubts, and I've wrestled with that a lot, and this is one of the days that I just didn't. And leading up to doing this, like running 100 miles is a lot, and my heart and soul wasn't into it for like the 100 miles, but like the challenge and doing Leadville and all that. But like come the week of, I was really excited to like actually go 100 miles, and like the day of the race was great and everything was going. And I just had these moments where I was just so thankful, like this is my job, I get to do this, the opportunity. Like, why wouldn't I want to do this? Like, and then like, but I have some people really close to me that just, like, their day-to-day life is just so challenging otherwise. And like, if this is the biggest challenge I have, just to run from point A to point B, like, man, that's a pretty good life. So like, going through seeing all my family at that first major aid station, like, I was just so thankful. And like, I hadn't cried in years, and I started tearing up because I'm like, if this is the biggest challenge I have, I really wanted to finish for like my sister. Like, she was there. This is the first trail race she's ever got to see me be at. And so like, my day was set on like, I am finishing this challenge because so many other people go through much harder challenges. And that was like so motivating, and just like, so that was like the part going down Hope Pass and trying to come to terms with that more than my own, like, not being able to complete my own thing. Of like, if I can't complete this, like, gosh, there's just people who face such tough things on a daily basis. So like, those are the kind of things, like, I'm trying to write an article now, like, wrap my head around what DNFing feels like and in my experience, and it's just like so much more. So that was the most disappointing thing about the DNF, just because, yeah.
So, did you, in this particular case, are you feeling like you're letting other people down, or
So that was the initial thing of like, and that's where like I couldn't, when I decided like it wouldn't be worth me to keep going, because I want to do New York City Marathon, JFK,
Yeah.
do that experience, like have some great things ahead. I wanted to be able to run here. And so like when I came to terms with it physically, like this just isn't a good idea. That was one thing, and that was like a clean thing. But then all these other, thoughts start battling you of like, and it wasn't even like failing at a race necessarily. It was like, I didn't want to fail all the people that came here and that got to see me twice today.
Yeah.
But that's also the best thing, because then you just are reminded how much of like, they weren't there necessarily. They were trying to help me.
They would have loved to seen you finish.
Exactly. But they loved me just as much when I told them I couldn't do it. And
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I know from sitting back in Baltimore when Megan and I found out that you weren't going to finish, our initial feeling wasn't, oh, dang, Taylor didn't finish. Our initial feeling was, I hope he's okay.
Yeah, and that's what, and like most time when you do a race like this, the first time, like I don't usually like put out there that I'm going to be doing races or anything like that. So there was a lot of people, like when I just left my phone at the house when I left for the race, and there were like, 60 messages from people of like encouraging me, people like a bunch of teachers like messaged me from my old job and like just encouraging me, people who have no business in the trail space at all, just like, yeah.
I think
And
one
also
of the,
worried about like
Yeah.
what happened. Yeah.
one of the tough things that it's fun to be lead trail runner and to be doing this, but you're also putting yourself in a public spotlight, and that people are watching, and not everybody who's watching is wishing you well.
Yeah.
There's people who are like,
Yeah.
why does he get this opportunity or
Yeah,
something like
exactly.
that. So, I know that has, when I've had times where like New York didn't go well for me or something like that, there's an extra added pressure of, hey, I put myself out there. Mm-hmm. It's very public. It's not like you can just fly under the radar.
And there's some fun in that. Like, it was fun to feel all the encouragement and
but
people genuinely interested.
Did you feel that other side, that pressure, or like almost like...
Not in this case. And I don't know why that is. And maybe it actually helped me like get outside of my own head a little bit of like, we're just doing this to do this and share the experience. And so I personally didn't feel that. But I could easily see how you could.
Is Leadville something that you'd want to go back to and finish?
Yeah, after that. And like I've coached athletes and paced every single mile of it. So I like knew the course. I'm there pretty much every year anyways. It's just an awesome event. So like, but now I feel like I have unfinished business. And it's good to feel like for myself, like I don't feel like I have to go back there and prove anybody else anything, but I want that big belt buckle.
Yeah. Did they explain to you what you could do to prevent this happening to your foot, or is this just like a overuse injury and you're just gotta deal with it?
Yeah, it's something that it's not necessarily overuse. It's just like something had happened at some point, and because I've been continuing to run on it, it just has to eventually settle. Yeah. Okay.
Would you say you're using it overly?
I'm in denial.
I love any runner that. No, what you have to understand is just this one injury happened, and then I kept running on it.
I never rested ever.
So that's the thing. So I'll be biking a lot more after this week.
Come visit Foco. I bike a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's great that you had the perspective that you were in a fortunate position to be doing this. Emotionally, clearly, there's some hurt in you that you still like got teary-eyed here. That there's something. Where do you think that emotion is coming from? Like what is making you tear up when you think about this race?
A lot of it, yeah. And this is coming from like, I'm an introvert and really love being by myself, but I really love being with the people I love most. And so like that's where like this experience feels like so saturated in that of like feeling all the support and love from my family and friends, and like that's the experience, that's like the thing that sticks out the most of like from the race of like, it is such a communal thing, even though I was the one running. And it just like, and that's what I've loved about running. That's what I've always kind of gotten from running, even though like most days I just would rather run on my own and be by myself in the woods. But it always seems to come down to the community part of like the most impactful piece.
Well, the cliche is that you don't learn much from success, that you learn a lot more from failure.
Yeah.
What do you think in this particular case, other than coming to the realization that you have all these people you love, what did you walk away with?
Yeah, of like, and it goes for like mentally, emotionally too, of like, if I can show up on a start line well, like if my body is in check, mind and emotions in check, like you can do incredible things, but you gotta probably tend to those things prior to just a few weeks out from race day. Yeah, so that's kind of like, definitely like, I can do these amazing things, but especially with the 100-mile distance of like, you can't do it on starting with one leg. You can get through a 5K and gut it out, that kind of stuff, or apparently 50 miles, but to go that distance, there's some other things that need to be in check, or I have to be willing to do the few other things to go the
I think that's
distance.
an interesting thing to talk about with distance. It's like each distance, I think anybody can get through a 5K.
Yeah.
For the most part. I even think up to the half marathon, you can kind of fake it and get through it and even have success. It's that when you start getting to the marathon, stuff starts falling
Yeah.
apart after like 20 miles
Yeah.
or something like that if you haven't trained properly or done what. And then as you expand that time, it's just so much more time for stuff to go wrong.
Yeah.
And
So then really the day becomes about like either continuing the things you're doing well and like, because like with nutrition, for example, of like my nutrition was doing really well. So I just kept doing that same thing and know my body well enough that I could supplement here and there. But as time goes on, something might and probably will go sideways. And so then figuring out and problem solving in that moment. And so going 100 miles, you just have all these problems that you've tried to solve in your head first. And then when it comes down to it, like it all compounds either for better or for worse.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's now raining in Chamonix.
Yeah.
And if you could
Ah.
put this on a sound machine and go to sleep to it,
It's beautiful.
It's as soft as sounds of rain coming down. You probably can't pick it up on the microphone, but Taylor, you know that we love you and
I know.
that we were proud of you just for stepping on the line, like to put yourself out there. You just, we just launched the dirt division side of things, and publicly you're out there, and so we were really proud that this was like he's taking on Leadville, an iconic race, putting his foot forward. I don't think any of us, we were disappointed for you that you weren't able to finish,
Yeah.
but we were
Yeah.
not disappointed in you
Exactly.
for going out there. And if anything, we were like, all right, maybe it's good to get this out of the way in the beginning.
Yeah.
So, and
But
it makes
we'll
for-
be back.
and
We'll
it
be
makes
back.
for a better story when you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Everyone loves
so
a comeback story.
I think I don't know, in my experience, as I've just gotten older, I think I just like care a lot less about the completion of something. Like Javelina was the first race I've ever DNF'd, and I was 36 at that time. And I was like, I don't know, I'm definitely getting injured.
when you do Javelina, there's all different distances, right?
It was the 100 mile.
Okay.
But at like 50 miles, I was like, okay, I definitely can tell, like, I am getting an injury. It's 100 degrees out. Like, I could complete the rest, but that would be 40 miles of walking, and I just don't care enough to complete a 100 by walking. I would rather race. And I just, like, I probably spent, like, I'm not kidding, like $2,500 just to, like, get there, because I did this huge road trip, flew Georgetown, like, did all these crazy things. And I just, like, roll in just smiling, and I was
Yeah.
like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And like my friend, she was like, I can patch you up. What do you need? And I was like, I think I'm satisfied. Like I would rather just spend the rest of the day in Norma Tech's eating pizza and like hanging out with George. And I felt bad, like for a minute. I was like, George, like, I'm so sorry you had to like take off work. Like we flew you down here. I did this whole thing. And he's like, I don't care. He's like, you're having fun. I'm having fun. And then we just moved on. But like, and even my friend that was there from Fort Collins, she pulled out after 20 or so miles because she was feeling an injury. And she did really well at Western States. And she was like, yeah, I just don't care anymore. She's like, the opportunity cost of like completion of 100 to say I did it, but be injured and have to recover for months, or cut my losses and just be like, I'm going to go spend time with my people. I'm good. And it was just such an interesting that both her and I had that of like, okay, we did what we did. I'm satisfied. I'm happy. I'm going to finish on a high note instead of like, I'm going to be out here for another, like, how long walking this shit in?
Yeah.
Like, it's just really interesting because her and I looked back at like our previous selves of like 20 somethings. And I think we both were like, we would have muscled through.
And, I mean, I
And
still
gotten
think
super
there's
injured.
value in that, but
Yeah.
to be able to decipher
Yeah.
if you,
Yeah.
will it be actually
Yeah.
harmful to you or
Yeah.
helpful? But
Yeah.
Well, let's end on a high note here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's skip back to Chamonix.
Chamonix.
And what do we got for the rest of the week here to look forward to?
I think the OCC race is tomorrow.
Yeah, which is like 50K. Well, they say 50K, but it's
That
more
was the
like
one.
Yeah.
35 miles.
And it's going
It's
to
a little
rain
more
almost 2 inches for these folks that are racing.
Yeah.
This is why it's going to be tough to paraglide.
I know.
The paragliding
But
in a
it looks like
monsoon.
there's
Yeah.
a window on Friday with a lull of rain.
We'll see.
Oh.
if they'll let us go up.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did see when we were doing our little run, the river run. Did you see the people landing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
They come in hot.
Yeah, baby.
That could be you guys on Friday. But yeah, we got a couple more things with Hoka, and then the UTMB starts 6 p.m. on
There's a
Friday.
couple restaurants I want to check out.
Yeah.
There's a couple other places you should check out.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, croissants. More croissants.
croissants.
I've
Wasn't
had
it
2
what-
croissants.
I'm going to tell you, I've had a couple croissants.
Don't piss him
That's-
off here, man. Don't
yeah,
piss
dude.
him off
Whoa,
here.
whoa.
I'm a little offended.
He's got the cowboy hat
Wow.
on,
The
guys.
dog, the burger.
Yeah.
We're trying to be as so American as
Yeah.
possible right
Those-
now.
those
Like,
are
this
really
is
good.
really unfortunate.
I think we
I
need
really
to.
did like. Actually, I did wolf down the one croissant yesterday.
Wolfed down a croissant.
What about the pain au chocolat?
Yeah.
almond
It was
croissants are where
okay.
it's at.
I do like those.
That's what I had
Yeah,
yesterday.
a little
But we
bit
need
of
to
tone.
expand, not just to
No,
breaded,
you're just
crunchy
saying
thing.
that.
Tarts. We gotta get
No,
the tarts.
if we're doing a croissant count,
Jean-Marc Dejean gave me a whole list of things we have to try.
All right.
So
we gotta hit that before
yeah.
we go.
yeah, okay.
So.
I mean, I'm not
So-
going to say no, but like, if we're counting croissants, it's croissants
Yeah.
only.
All right.
You mean croissants?
So
Croissant.
you will get the rest of our experience minus Taylor and Reese.
Yeah.
Coming up when we get back, we'll kind of wrap up everything that happened here in Chamonix. We should be back with Robbie and Megan.
Yep.
So we'll hear about Megan's trip to Oklahoma City. And I think it was raining there. So, yeah,
Yeah.
because she
Rain
did a
all over.
before and after picture, and it looked like the
Oklahoma
dogs are-
City or Chamonix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just say I could live in Chamonix. I really feel like
Yeah.
that's the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so stay tuned. We'll be back. And I hope you enjoyed this special edition with
Yeah.
Reese and Taylor. And, of course, Karl, who's usually hidden behind the camera.
My guy.
Today
Yeah.
gets to be in the front.
Carl.
So thanks for tuning in, and we will talk to you soon.
Ciao.
Bonjour, Robin.
Give a good stretch, got my laces tied. My trusty podcast by my side. If you wanna talk fun, it's the place to be. Yeah, it's the drop, D-R-O-P.